It's art haul time. So, you guys, this thing is really heavy. This is all full of art supplies that I've purchased in August over the summer just because of quarantine. Like, I only bought these because quarantine finally hit me really hard. And I decided to, at 6 a.m. in the morning, buy a whole lot of art supplies. So these are paints and things that I bought. And so there are so many things in that. There's at least 28 tubes of paint, some of which I went ahead and I actually gifted over to my grandmother. We're gonna insert that clip in just a moment. But I bought a lot of paint. And I wasn't planning to buy this paint. I've actually been anti-buying art supplies because I have so many already. But yeah, August was the month that I was supposed to be in Montreal on vacation. All these plans, all these kind of like things that were supposed to happen that were planned to have happened didn't happen. And I work from home. I'm kind of a hermit in the first place, so quarantine didn't really hit me the first couple of months at all, and then it kind of got annoying, but like understandably, like I'm home. But August kicked my butt, so I bought a lot of things that I didn't necessarily need, but
I also didn't necessarily want because I wasn't thinking about them. I didn't know until I got them, so I kind of wanted them because I didn't know about them beforehand. But they're here, so that is the art haul.
So we're gonna hop into the things. So a few things in this haul I did actually like seek out, want, need, and ordered. So the first is going to be this art book. This is an art magazine and I absolutely love it. It's my second one so far. This is Picture. It is Picture spelled P-I-K-C-H-U-R, and I'll also just kind of link their Instagram down below. It's an art magazine. It is such high quality, and it comes with a little postcard, and then it just has art and interviews and themes and like high gloss photos, and it's a magazine of inspiration. I absolutely love them. And so of course I pre-ordered their I guess this is the August book, I believe, and this is Escape into Vibrant Surreal Worlds, and it is spotlighting Horatio Quiroz. I'm very bad with names. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but again, his name will be on the screen. So yeah, this is the back cover, and it's just so nice to be introduced to new artists. It is so nice to have some kind of form of art inspiration that I can just go through. I love visual art. I love just everything about this. And so if you're not following them, definitely go ahead and follow the Picture magazine Instagram account. It's linked down below. Honestly, I don't even know what to grab next. So we're just gonna go ahead and start with, I guess, these. These are Winsor and Newton drawing inks. What happened was I had already purchased a lot of the things that are in this box. I had already purchased them, and I'd shared a photo of like all of the boxes on Instagram. It's this photo right here, and I was just like, how did I buy so much stuff? Like when it came, I hadn't even realized I had purchased the amount of things that I had purchased. I had woke up at like 6 a.m. with nothing to do and too many thoughts on my mind. I just went to Jerry Arteramas and purchased things and forgot that I had ordered half of the things that I ordered. There was actually 6 different blues. We'll get into that later, but yeah. After that picture was posted, I started talking to my friend Dora. Here she is right here. She has an amazing channel. She's so close to 1,000 subscribers. So she's always linked down below. If you're not following her, definitely go subscribe. Tell her I sent you. But we got into a conversation about Inktober. So Dora, you kind of made me do it because I started thinking about inks and Inktober and like the prompts and the whole thing. And I know there's some controversy going on Twitter right now with the Inktober kind of main person, but that's none of my business right now. Like, I don't know what's happening over there. All I know is that Inktober is coming up. And even though I participate every year and never make it through the whole month, I got excited. So I bought some ink art supplies. And so this is the Winsor & Newton drawing ink set. I found this actually on Amazon, and it was, I think, about $25 or so. And it contains 8 different inks. Okay, firstly, it comes with this little card with descriptions on ways you can use the inks and some technical applications. I really actually love this kind of artwork right here with the coffee, because I'm addicted to coffee, if you didn't know. And I'm gonna read this later. And the rest of these I just have in my lap. It is 8 total. First of all, lovely, lovely packaging. We have violet and canary yellow. Gorgeous packaging, and it's so very old school. I love it. This color is just orange. We have just a blue. We have a nut brown, a black, which is always necessary, an emerald green, and finally a scarlet. These I can't wait to use. I actually might get into swatching these for my every single shade series. I'm going to do an episode of that is just featuring my acrylic inks. One, again, to check all of the colors I have. I have no idea what my ink situation looks like. I have a drawer full of inks, but they could be dried out. They could be like empty for all I know, or evaporated or something like that. I have no idea. When I moved here and kind of reorganized all of my art supplies, I kind of threw them in a drawer and just left them to be how they wanted to be. But I probably have some of these in duplicate colors. I don't have Winsor & Newton inks in my collection. I know that for sure, but I'm sure like I have a red ink if it's not dried out. And I'm sure I have a blue ink. Actually, I'm sure I have several blue inks. I know I have some glitter inks. But yeah, these are this. And if you don't know, this is what the packaging of the actual bottles look like. In that same Amazon haul, I also have this, which I haven't unwrapped yet. This is a calligraphy color. It is the copper plated gold from Dr. P.H. Martin. This is an amazing color, and you can just see just how nice and pigment that is. I love the idea of gold line work. I love it around characters. I love it as a gold background. I love gold. And so this color will get a lot of use for me once I am back into my acrylic ink paintings, or just using this to even sign paintings or doing some mixed media stuff. I'm thrilled with this color, because who doesn't like gold, you know? So we have this color. And then finally, in the ink category, we have 2 colors from Higgins. So Higgins makes the most magic liner black ink I've ever used, period. It is smooth, it is crisp, you can't mess up a line with this. And that is this baby right here. This is the Higgins Black Magic. And now I've gone ahead and picked up 2 colors, because while I was in my Inktober kind of haze, I was like, hey, does Higgins make other colors? Like, they would have to, right? Well, they do. And I picked up a blue, a kind of darker blue, as well as this kind of magenta red. Now, of course, I know the Winsor & Newtons had a blue, and it had a red, magenta-ish, scarlet-looking red. I understand that. I do know that. However, Higgins to me has always been a different type of ink. It has a bolder, more pigmented, richer line. It doesn't look equivalent to a watercolor at all. It doesn't look like something you would wash with. This is for line work, and this is for bold, dramatic line work. It makes anything stand out. It is so dark. Like, this is the blackest black I've ever used in all of my art history, all of my any type. This is the blackest black. I am assuming, although I have no proof of this, but I am assuming that these inks are also that same pigmented, very high intense colors that I would use specifically for line work. And I think having a magenta line work, having this blue line work, I think that gives an opportunity for some interesting artwork, and I really want to play around with that. So we have these, and so that little section of the video done. I actually want to go ahead and hop into some items that I started off with that I have actually since given away in a care package for my grandmother. We're going to insert that clip. Hey guys, I'm just interrupting this portion of the video to talk about some items that I actually purchased for this summer art supply quarantine life haul, and I just wanted to show some of the things that I've actually given away. So to start off with, it is a big tube of raw umber. I actually originally purchased this because I am running very low on all of my brown skin tone colors. Didn't realize it was going to be this size. Also didn't realize that in the collection of art supplies that I bought a lot of different shades of brown, different brown and skin tone colors. And again, I'm just making this little care package, and so this one is going to my grandmother. Alongside that is also some raw sienna. I know she was running low on these specific kind of brown colors because, like me, she paints a lot of different skin tones and a lot of African American women, and so we have some raw sienna. Also, this blue cyan. So few things about this. Firstly, I bought two different blue cyans. One from this brand right here, Golden Acrylics, and this is their primary cyan, and so I have this. I also purchased a blue cyan color type. It is also just called Cyan Blue. This is from the brand Old Holland. Didn't realize in this whole art haul that I bought 6 blues. Didn't realize that. And also didn't realize that I bought 2 different cyan blues in the haul. Alright, I'm also giving her this Australian salmon gum. This is a duplicate I have, and I know she doesn't have any kind of peachy salmony colors in her collection, so I'm passing this one along. This is the structured line from Matisse, and there's that. This is a Liquitex Basic Set. My best friend came over and did a paint night with me. I was so happy that I could share my kind of hobby and love of art with her. And then after that, she kind of really got inspired over the summer to paint. And she watched a lot of live streams and followed along and made her like own art. And she said, anytime I want to paint, I'm just going to come over and use all of your things. But I was like, okay, cool. And so with her permission, I am actually going to go ahead and give this to my grandmother as well, because this is all student grade paint and it's also a lot of paint. Then there is this Mars black, because a strong heavy body black is something you always need. I know there is a black a part of the student grade set, but I'm sure this will be more pigmented. I just want to give her the option, especially because I bought 2 blacks. And actually the other black I bought in this haul is this 5 fluid ounce bone black from Golden Acrylics. This is more transparent black, but yeah, I have this big tube, which we'll go back into later on in this video, but you know, this one is going to grandma. Okay, and so now you've seen what I've given to my grandmother. She is also an artist in the family. I'm sure she's where I get my creative like mojo from, but now I can go into the last kind of things that I have here. So the first thing I want to talk about is just this Matisse. This is a titanium white, professional structured white. I talked about this in my product empties video. If you haven't seen it, it'll be linked right here. Basically, I wanted to go through all the things I used up, and I used up this baby right here. You can get this in a 3-set pack from Jerry Arteramas, and it lasts so long because this is a 150 milliliter tube, and I'm telling you, this is a creamy and very sharp titanium white. It is perfect for like a blinding highlight. And I make a lot of errors, especially when it comes to things like perspective and kind of form and kind of basically making sure that everything is in proportion. And so I use white a lot to go back over and fix the things that I've messed up. And also, let's go with the boring things. I got Bone Black. This is a more transparent black. If you can see here, you can see the little line work. That's kind of telling the opacity of the color. I have Burnt Sienna. I have Van Dyke Brown Hue. I have Phthalo Turquoise. And I have this interesting color here. It's called Titan Violet Pale. It is a very pinky pale color. It's not iridescent, but it seems to have like a shine to it. And I can't wait to swatch this. Like, I cannot wait to swatch this because I think it's gonna be amazing. I think it's gonna be a perfect highlight. So it reminds me so much of this other golden shade, Violet Interference Violet. It's kind of the same tone, only this is, of course, interference. So it's a shifting color and it's very iridescent. And this is almost pearlescent. It has like some sheen to it. And it is in the same color family, but it doesn't have that interference shift that this has. And I've never seen this. So I got really excited and I bought it. Another color was a replacement color. This is Mars Yellow, skin tone color. Use it all the time. I picked up Viridian Green Hue. I paint with a lot of greens, and so this was a must-have. I didn't necessarily need this particular shade of green, but I was interested in the fact that it is slightly transparent. A lot of my greens are very pigmented and they are very, very, very opaque. And so this color may be good for mixing. It may be good for like some highlights and landscapes, and I feel like I could build a lot of different varieties with this color. So I have this. I have this orange. This is that orange, and if you remember or recall seeing my Every Single Shades series where I had this painting done out of the drawer of oranges and yellows, I realized in that video I didn't have a lot of variation of orange. And so this is an orange that I gravitated towards. It's light, it's transparent, and I think it will fit nicely with my drawer. I still want to get some darker shades, but I didn't have anything like this. And then lastly, I have 3 of the 6 original blues. We have Cerulean Blue. We have Smalt Hue. We have Ultramarine Blue. Now, these 3 colors right here, I got not realizing how much blue I was, in fact, ordering. I didn't realize. I just knew that I would soon be doing my blue shade drawer. And I was like, I don't have that many various shades of blue. Well, now I definitely do, because here are all of them. Those are that. And then we will go ahead and move on to Liquitex, which I got 4 shades of here still. I have Burnt Sienna. I have Yellow Oxide, which surprisingly, I did not own already. And I used to use it all the time, so it's surprising to me that I did not own and have not owned the color for several years. It's just something that escaped my mind, I guess. We have one more blue. This, again, if you've seen my empties video, this is a color that I'm very fond of using to paint jeans with. It's light blue violet. And so this is a replacement color specifically. I could not find it. They didn't have it available in the soft body, which is what I usually buy it as. But I grabbed the heavy body, no problems there. And so we have that. And finally, I decided to pick a bright aqua green. I have a drawer which is my aqua turquoise leaning blues and greens. It's its own drawer separate from my green drawers or my just regular standard blue drawers. And this color will fit perfectly in it. I have quite a few turquoise shades, but this one is very, very bright. It almost reminds me of the Brilliant line from the heavy body Liquitex line. And so I really wanted something this illuminating, and I really feel like this is a nice pastel color that could be used as a highlight. And I have a turquoise color. It's just called turquoise from golden that may be very comparable to this color, but even still, this is a very bright tone, and so that's what I wanted out of this. Finally, the last things. This is a long haul. The last things I got was a brand new to me brand. And this is something I would not have necessarily bought. I didn't buy it just because of the quarantine haze. I bought it because I had just seen a video where someone took Old Holland's oil paints. I think it might have been Ray, but I can't remember. But it was like painting with the most expensive oil paints or something like that. And I was like, Old Holland, I didn't know you were considered like expensive and like the best. I didn't realize that about you. I had not ever heard anyone really talk about the brand. Honestly, I thought it was a student grade paint and didn't think anything else of it. Well, I was mistaken, especially after that video and seeing how pigmented everything was. I was like, I wonder if they have acrylic paints, and then just kind of left it out of my mind. And then when I went on my shopping frenzy, I saw them there and they were having a sale. So I bought a lot of them. I was like, well, I would like to buy these for my channel and buy them for my channel. I bought them for me, but I'd like to buy them specifically to do one in every single shades video with them, kind of swatching them, testing them out for the first time, and then comparing them to my Charvin art. So what I did was I ordered colors, one that I knew I didn't actually have. I didn't want to buy the colors that I know I have exact matches for, because then I just have duplicate colors. But I wanted to buy interesting colors from their range, and I also wanted to buy enough colors to make a full painting with. So here are the colors I have. I did buy a blue. This was blue number 5. This was also cyan blue. I ended up with 2 cyan blues. One was donated or gifted to my grandmother. But this blue stands on its own because it's from a different brand and I have a purpose for it. So we have this blue. We have this very iridescent pink, maroon, purpley color. I don't know, but I'm like entranced with the sheen of it. It's called Iridescent Purple. It is not a purple. It is a maroon. At least to me it is, but here's that color. And that shine there is just amazing. I cannot wait to swatch this. I have this kind of muted color green. It's called Chrome Oxide Green. I have a Caput Mouton Violet. Lord, I'm sure I'm not saying that correctly, but it's basically a Mars violet, and it's a very brown red. I grabbed a yellow. I just got an Indian yellow. And then finally, I have an English red. This is another Mars color. It's an English red color. This is another brown. It's closer to like a burnt sienna to me than this other. And both of those colors, even though they're red in tone, they can serve as a brown kind of color for me. So that's why I got it. And then I'm just attracted to aqua colors right now. And so I also got Permanent Green Deep. And I know, this looks very similar to this color, but they're not the same. This is very much more green leaning, and this is very much more blue leaning, but like lighter in tone. And this is clearly a green, even though it's a turquoise. And I love them both. Oh, here is one more color. This is Flesh Tint, and this is like a nice light, almost salmon pink. It is not as salmony as another color I have. This Salmon Gum from Matisse. It is not as salmony as that. It's much paler and toned and a little more muted. So this is an interesting color to have, and I really like that. So we have this color, and of course all of those colors you're going to see in those swatches in that comparison. Yeah, other than that, I think this is me done for a long time. So this was my art haul. Here are some of the art things, and now I'm gonna go. So definitely stick around for a few more videos that'll be coming up shortly. Testing, exploring video with these Old Holland acrylic paints. See if they are worth the price, see if they compare to my favorite brand, and seeing what kind of artwork I can make with them. And then I will also be having my normal artist diaries coming up. So check out all of those videos. In the meantime, my name is Marnise Nicole. I am an acrylic painter, and I am out. Bye.